2 pieces of chicken. You know, like don't yell at your spouse to get food orders. So audio on if you're laughing, or if you want to laugh very specifically and technologically, at the very bottom of your Zoom, there's a chat function. If you're on Zoom, if you're on YouTube, you don't have that, but you can also in the chat put LOLs, and then we know that you're laughing. Or the third way we know you're enjoying what you're doing, what you're saying, is we're very visual people. So little spirit fingers doesn't hurt. Little spirit, a little something like that. That's how deaf people laugh. There we go. Perfect. Thank you, Paul. Wait, is Narda really deaf? Because she didn't do anything. Narda. Perfect. Okay, good. Katie and friend, spouse. Now, this is very important. Oh, who's that? Now, see, this is where audio doesn't do us any good, because then you hear random conversations, and I just need to know if that's me because I haven't had a drink today, or if that's a real conversation. So that's good for the housekeeping right there. One more thing. I know y'all are probably watching from your homes or whatever. You're doing well. You've been locked down for 3.5 to 4 years. So if you live in a place where you share it with a spouse, a partner, if you have children, a roommate, whatever it is, just let them know you are live on video right now. If you have your video up, just give them a quick shout and be like, hey, I'm on a video format with multiple people in the community. So now is not the time to walk around naked on video, because it has happened at shows. It gets very distracting, and we are able to spotlight that. So we don't want to see any accidental nudity. That being said, Katie, if we see someone behind you, that means they're looking through the blinds, and we will let you know. We'll be like, hey, that's a security issue. There's someone kind of creepy behind you there. So I see we got the nice house here. We got some great comedians. So let's kick this whole thing off. I always love doing comedy on Zoom and YouTube, because I just think to myself, what happened to Skype? Like, Skype was the thing, and then all of a sudden the quarantine happened, and Zoom's like, oh, we're actually the thing now. So here's what we're gonna do tonight. I'm not gonna talk about anything heavy, nothing dark, nothing heavy, no politics, no religion. I hope that's okay with you all. Because for 2 reasons. A, you really don't care what I have to say about it. And B, I am super misinformed. I have no idea. I don't watch the news. I don't go to church. I was home college. So don't giggle. That's 7 majors in 3 years. You hush. I was Dean Mom's favorite student. So I don't get into talking about that kind of stuff. I remember when I stopped watching the news, because we're gonna forget about the outside world, because the world outside our little box is a little crazy. So let's focus on the camera. I remember when I stopped watching the news. It was about 4.5 years ago when I realized the news wasn't a source of news anymore. I was on the road. I was doing a gig in Santa Barbara, California, and I was staying at a really nice place. It was a Motel 5. No, I'm sorry, Motel 6. It was a Motel 6, because that's where I stay when I travel, like 6 or above. Like if I'm headlining, Super 8, right? I don't stay at Doubletree. Doubletree, that's 2. That's for up and comers, right? So I'm a 6 or above as far as the motel chains go. And I don't mean to brag to you all, but they left the light on for me. And they do that to scare away the cockroaches when you check in. That's not just an ad slogan. That's actually practical advice. So I'm staying at this Motel 6. I'm watching the news in Santa Barbara, and the anchor comes on, and the anchor says, our top news story today, sharks have been spotted in the ocean waters off the coast of Santa Barbara. And I remember sitting there thinking to myself, isn't that where sharks are supposed to be? Right? Like, that's not news, that's science. Like if I went to a beach and a lifeguard stopped me, and the lifeguard was like, oh, whoa, bro, I wouldn't go out to the ocean today. Someone spotted a pack of rabid cheetahs in the riptide. I'd be like, what? There's cheetahs in the ocean? That should be on the news. I wouldn't expect cheetahs out there. I expect, like, on the flip side of that, if I was at a Bed Bath & Beyond, right? And I don't know if you all love Bed Bath & Beyond. It's a very confusing store to me. But if I was there, and see, here's the thing, because bed, stuff for your bedroom, bath, stuff for your bathroom. What's beyond? Like, beyond my bedroom and bathroom, that's my hallway. Is there like a whole section of hallway items? I don't understand the store. And their font is very ominous, right? When you get the 20% off flyers in the mail every 2 days, the font is just like Bed Bath, and the beyond is beyond, right? Like beyond the duvet covers. It's the 7th level of hell. Like, it's very ominous. Anyway, if I was at a Bed Bath & Beyond and I looked down the aisle and I saw a shark sifting through throw pillows, I'd be like, that should be on the news. That's a news item. That's a top story. Sharks in the ocean. That's in the movies. So that's why I just don't get in the news anymore. And technologically, I'm a little bit. I'm getting better having to do shows like this now. I'm getting better at technology, but I'm terrible at technology. I got in trouble recently via had a texting issue. I'll tell you the story. And then we'll jump into the show. I have a friend, and we'll call him John, because that's his name. And John, his father passed away, right? And it wasn't a shock. His father was ancient. I think his father signed the peace treaty at Appomattox Courthouse to end the Civil War. Like, he'd been around a while. And his father passes, and John invites me to the funeral out in Virginia. And I told John, I said, I can't go to Virginia. Virginia's for lovers, and I'm a fighter. So I'm not going to go, but I got to send John something. So I open up my laptop and I go, I type in funeral flowers, and a bunch of bands came up. And then there was a link to Amazon, and I clicked on the Amazon link. And when you shop on Amazon, they have all the auxiliary stores. So I clicked on the first one. It was called something cute, like Dollhouse Products or something, right? So I click on that, and all these bouquets came up, funeral bouquets, and they were beautiful. Like, it kind of makes you want to die just because the flowers are so pretty. But I said, I can't give him all these flowers. And at the very bottom of the page, I scroll down. There's a little picture of a bush, and I thought, I should get that for John. That's different. That's creative. He could plant that out front. It can grow every morning. He goes to get the newspaper. The bush is growing up towards the skies, reaching up towards his father. It seemed like poetry. So I bought that for him. I sent it out to him. And I felt good about that until about a week later. I get a text from John that says, I got your gift. And are you kidding me? Is what the text said. And here's the problem with text, because I read it as, are you kidding me? Awesome. But that wasn't the case, because I said back to John, I texted him, I said, yeah, condolences for your father. I hope you enjoyed the gift. And he wrote back on text, okay. And this is where I was nervous, because I was like, there's 7 M's in the and there's 5 Y's in the okay. So I said, what did I send to John? So I opened up my Amazon, opened my laptop, get the Amazon receipt out, and there's the picture of the bush I had sent him in the receipt. And just below the picture, it said, thumbnail picture is actual size of product. I don't know if you know this, and this is a good takeaway. If you shop for something at a place called Dollhouse Products on the internet, true story, they make products for dollhouses. I don't know if you know that. I actually, so in honor of the greatest man that my friend John has ever known, I had accidentally and apparently sent him a 2.5-inch tall plastic daddy bush, where if he put it in his front yard, it could feasibly choke a squirrel. And here's the kicker. That little bush, that cost $68. That's the kicker. I was married for 9 years. I offended someone for free every day in my 30s. That was a lot of money to spend to offend somebody. But we're not going to do that tonight. We're not going to offend anybody tonight. We want y'all to settle in and get cozy, and we're going to have a good time. Now, are y'all ready for a good show? Are you ready for a good show? If you are on video, visually show me good show. Visually show me some spirit fingers. Okay, cool. Yay. If you're on audio, are you ready for a good show?
Yes.
Yeah.
2 people. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to do it. You never know. Let's do it. I'm going to bring out your very first comic. Oh, this is awesome. She was a finalist in the World Series of Comedy. That is no joke. I want y'all either visually, audibly, welcome, please, Amanda Cohen. Amanda, take it away.
Probably should unmute myself. I'm a professional Zoom person. How you doing? Welcome aboard. I'm loving the ASL laughing. That is great, but I would also love to hear you, because let's be honest, the only thing I'm looking at is myself, because that's what we always do in Zoom. This is my impression of that one guy at every Zoom meeting. We've all been in that meeting. Yeah, exactly. That's an excellent way, though, if you need to get out of a meeting and you're really bored, just go, I am so fascinated by this because... And they have no idea what just happened. It is the best, and I have gotten out of a few meetings that way. So yeah, I am quarantined alone and I love it. It's the best. A friend of mine asked me, "Don't you wish you had a man around?" And I'm like, "What? Some random man? Like just around?" And she's like, "No, someone to like open pickle jars and stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, I have tools for that. I have tools for most things men can do." I'm going to show you my favorite one. I got to pull it to its full length. Hang on a second. There it is. There we go. Who needs a man? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're all prop comics now, guys. But I am, and I don't care. I'm single in the quarantine, and I used to care. I used to be like, I'll never find the perfect man. Now I'm like, I'll never find a man perfect. I don't care. My dream is that my obituary contains the phrase, "Neighbors noticed a funny smell." Is that dark? That was dark? Okay. I can't die alone soon enough. Okay, that's dark. Yeah, that got dark. Okay. Here's the thing. I tried a dating site for people my age and older. It's called OurTime.com. You can Google that. I'm not making it up. I signed up for OurTime.com. Within 5 minutes, I got an email from my credit card asking if it was a fraudulent charge. Apparently, this was a little off-brand for me. I should have known this would be bad because their website works on a flip phone. And the first guy who messaged me was 81. Go ahead, guess how old I am. Did you guess under 81? You'd be correct. I will give him this, though. He looked 81 in his photo. And that, you know what? Mad props for that. Because most of these guys on these sites are using photos of themselves at their prom, and they're my age. And I got to run them through that face aging app to see what they really look like, Guys, new rule. I'm going to need your photo to have you holding up a copy of today's newspaper. It's a little ransomy, but that is the only way I'm going to know if you're too old, is if you still get a newspaper. Because otherwise I got to look at your photo and look for context clues, Like, oh, this guy is cute. What's that in the background? Oh, the Twin Towers. Okay. I don't care if you are a first responder. This is not happening. I can't. Used to look like. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but here, kid, have a Werther's. There we go. I can't do that joke anymore. I used to actually do that in the before time in clubs. I would actually have some candy. And be, well, I'm old. Have a Werther's. It was cute. I can't do that now because, now more than ever, nobody should be taking candy from strangers, for one thing. So I had to write a new joke, maybe a little bit much, you tell me. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but when I started buying feminine hygiene products, the box still said beltless. Couple of you know what I'm talking about. The rest of you are men. Okay, let me explain. Back in the day, women needed gear to hold stuff in place. Okay? It was a belt, and it had little straps, and it had metal clamps. Yeah, and on weekends we used them to go rock climbing. And that was all we had for like 100 years. That was the standard. And no woman complained because the alternative was nothing. That was all we had until like the 1970s. Then the women's movement happened, and women were in the street marching and chanting, "We want adhesives!" So, ladies, respect your elders. We gave you wings, my friends. Yeah. That's how old I am. Okay. I'm not having kids. I refuse. I found out lately that I can't have kids anymore. Maybe I could have at some point, never could have, or I can't now. I don't know. I'm at that time in my life. And I don't care. I'm fine with that. But it's weird because now a thing I never used doesn't work, which is like having a Porsche with no engine. And now they want me to take like hormones so I can pretend the thing I never used still works, which is like sitting in that Porsche going vroom vroom. Not a big fan of kids. I'm not a breeder. There's a baby in my building, and I know this because of the screaming 24 hours a day, constant scream, like cartoonish baby screaming. This baby sounds like James Cagney, like wee, wee. And you know that's accurate because I have no other reason to do a James Cagney impression. Who does that anymore? So yeah, actual baby screaming 24 hours a day, or so I thought. Turns out it is not a baby screaming like James Cagney 24 hours a day. It was actually two babies screaming like James Cagney 12 hours a day each. Switching off. Wee! I like to think they had a time clock. Morning Fred, morning Ralph. Wee! And now my neighbors are hearing this and thinking, why is there a third baby that sounds like James Cagney? Yeah, that's where I live right now. And it's fine. I mean, my place is small and I don't care. I live in LA. I'm lucky to have a place. And whenever my apartment feels really small, I pretend I'm on a space station where 200 square feet would be huge. I must be the captain. I have my own kitchen. It's a miracle. I even have artificial gravity. That's where I am in quarantine right now, pretending I'm on the space station. Please help. I don't know if you can tell I am wearing contacts, but I like when guys are wearing glasses. I'm a fan of glasses. I don't know why that happened, but I like glasses. And I think I look better without my glasses because whenever I'm like looking in the mirror and I take off my glasses, I look so much better. Like my skin clears up, I'm clean shaved, everything. I just look so much better without my glasses. But as good as I look without my glasses, I look even better without your glasses. Yeah. That's why I like dating guys with glasses. You think you're trying to get me out of my pants? I'm trying to get you out of your glasses. Yeah. I'm not going to say, okay, I'll admit it. My pickup place is LensCrafters. And my contact list is guys I gave up on because they got contacts. There's no point, And I used to think I wasn't remotely attractive. And now I know I am attractive remotely. The more remote, the better. How much better I get as I get farther away. Hey, now I'm adorable, right? Right around here with this high def is where we start having problems. So we're just going to... I got a new camera. I don't know why. It's like 10 times crisper than my old cam. And I don't think anyone needs to be faced with that level of reality on my part. So yeah, I don't know what else I can tell you. I'm losing a little weight. I know a lot of people gained weight in the quarantine. Here's the thing. They just opened up the vaccines to people 65 and under, hint, that's me, and 65 and under as long as you have a pre-existing condition. Well, until last summer, I had a pre-existing condition. I had diabetes type 2 and my sugar was this high. And since then, I have lowered it to here, except that here is the cutoff point for a pre-existing condition. I could have gotten a vaccine if I hadn't taken care of myself. I don't know what I was thinking. But I did lose a bunch of weight. I'm not bragging. I kind of had to. My mom told me this shirt made me look fat. And I told her I am fat. This shirt makes me look honest. But I went on the keto, and yes, I'm old enough to call it the keto. If anyone is outside LA, I will explain the keto. It is a diet where you get to eat meat and leaves. That's it. Keto is basically like going to your room without dessert for the rest of your life. But it works. I will tell you this: it works. I discovered that my stomach had been holding up my boobs. Yeah. So, you can't really see from here, but trust me, that is saying something, because I inherited mine from my mom. She got them from her mom, and it was cumulative. So, yeah. And I don't know if you guys know this, but at a certain point, women can't buy their bras at Target anymore. There's a size at which you got to shop somewhere special, like Lace or Intimacy, or my favorite store, Wizard of Bras. You can Google that. It's in Monrovia. I'm not making that up. There's a couple other good stores. I like to go to Brody Da. That's a good one. Or really, probably the best one for my size is Apocalypse Now. Pretty hardcore. The problem is, though, when you get that big, they're expensive. I am currently wearing like $100 bra that I can't fill anymore because I lost weight. I got $100 worth of bra, $50 worth of boobs. Maybe 75 on a good day. So that's where we are. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Amanda Cohen. Have fun.
Yes. Yay. Amanda Cohen, everybody. Amanda, give it up for Amanda Cohen, audibly or vocally or on the chat over there. Yes. There's a rousing round of applause. The best thing about doing this on Zoom is that you can have these video filters where you can use them to pick up people like Amanda. You throw on some glasses right there, just like that. And next thing you know, she wants to remove your glasses. So there you go. Well done. Well done. That was awesome. Well done. Well done. And look, I'll say this. What I also like is that chat function over there, because you can write down, you can put LOLs or whatever if you're on Zoom. And Michael, I'm going to say Weiser. Michael Weiser said very funny. So you got the coveted very funny from Michael Weiser. That's rare, a rare Michael Weiser. Oh wait, my video filter's still on. Hold on a second. Looks really creepy. Got a kind of a John Lennon thing going on there. All right, here we go. Let's go on to our next comedian. Our next comedian coming up here to our virtual stage is, look, one of the favorites. He tours everywhere. Well, he used to tour everywhere. No one tours anymore. But please give it up for Tony DeJamco, everybody. Tony DeJamco. Come on up to our stage, Tony.
Hey, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Glad to be here. Just trying to enjoy the good time. It's good to be on Zoom. Good to be doing comedy again. I'll tell you this. I've been in comedy for now almost 30 years. I love this job. It's a dream come true. I mean, sure, there are probably easier ways to make 11 grand a year. So actually, with unemployment, I'm actually making more money now. So I try and see the glasses half full. But here's the weird thing, being back in LA and being in my neighborhood. Normally as a comic, you're traveling all the time. So you're in town for 2 weeks, gone for 4, back for 2, gone for 6, what have you. So being back in my neighborhood for long stretches of time has been really interesting. It's getting cool to get to know my neighborhood. But that being said, I'm starting to think I live in a creepy neighborhood. Because check this out. A couple nights ago, I get a knock on my door. And standing there is this dude I've never met before in my life. And he says, "Hi! My name's John Parker. I just moved into your neighborhood and I am a convicted pedophile." Right? And I said, "Mr. Parker, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm 47. Right? I mean, thanks for the compliment. Right? Good to see the kid still got it. Yeah, I am 47. And I'm 47, single, never been married, and have no kids, or as women call it, a red flag. Like there's something wrong with that dude. And truth be told, I'll be honest, I used to kind of hide my age a little bit. Got an Amazon special out that we recorded a few years ago, but on it I say that I'm 38, and I've been saying that I was 38 for like 9 years now. So I'm trying to be more honest about my age. Sporting the gray, owning it, right? It's cool. But recently, if you live in Southern California, you know this. Recently, I was going for groceries at a 99-cent store because that's where you find the best tuna. And this girl behind the counter was kind of flirting with me a little bit, and she noticed my gray, and she said, "Hey, I like the gray." And she said, "Hey, does the carpet match the drapes?" And I said, "No, because I've been shaving the carpet." That's right. I've been going with hardwood floors down here. Yes, hardwood floors, and that is a double entendre. I'm owning it. As I pan to my notes. I don't know if you guys can kind of tell this from the Zoom camera, but I'm a little bit of a nerd. I own it. I rock it. And I'm a single nerd. So now that I know that I'm a single nerd, what I need to do is I need to find a nice, dorky girlfriend, right? So we can have some hot geek sex, right? Come on, geek sex. Geek sex is awesome. I've had geek sex with a girl. Yeah, with a nerdy girlfriend. Check this out. One night, Doctor Who did it with Catwoman. Yeah, and the next night we mixed it up and I was Doctor Who. By the way, I can't help but notice on the Zoom show there's only 4 of you, so if anyone needs to go to the bathroom, I will wait till you have to come back. Seriously, I am on your schedule tonight. I kind of feel like we should all be playing Uno. So like I was saying earlier, I've been doing comedy for coming up on 30 years, actually. I've performed in 45 states. Yeah, 47 if you count anxiety and depression. A few years ago, I was performing in the South. I was performing in the Carolinas, North and South, and I had a good time. Right? It's cool. It's a cool show. But after one of my shows in South Carolina, I realized that I had pissed off somebody because this dude approached me and I knew he was going to be trouble. Right? Because check this out. This cat was sporting a mullet. Right? Yeah, you remember the mullet, right? Business in front, meth lab in back. Yeah. No stairs in the front stoop. I keep going. Anyway. So this dude approaches me, starts getting in my face, starts telling me how I didn't think I was funny, didn't like my jokes, didn't like my politics, and we got into this very heated exchange, right? But at one point, this dude got right in my face and he said, "Son, you better watch your tone of voice around me. Yeah, I'm not somebody you want to trifle with." Trifle with? Yeah, that's not tough guy lingo. You're not going to be scared of a dude who uses language like that. So I came right back at him. I'm like, "Hey, man, you want to get in my face, dude? I will kick your ass in a myriad of ways." That's right, punk. I will leave you with a plethora of bruises. Hell, even a cornucopia of contusions. That's right. You want to say this like men? We can sashay out front. It's not often we get a chance to drop sachet, but I did. Not afraid. While I was staying in South Carolina, they put us up at this bed and breakfast. It was a nice place. It was very cool. Couple was very sweet, very kind. But as they were putting us in our rooms, they told us right before they laid us down that this place had been haunted, supposedly, by a ghost from the 1700s. Right? And it's like, okay, whatever, let's go. But I started to think about it. Like, if you're a ghost from the 1700s, wouldn't you be more freaked out by the world today than the world today would be freaked out by a ghost from the 1700s? Right? Like, if you're a ghost from the 1700s, you're going to be like, boo! Whoa! Wait a minute. A black man and an Asian woman? Well, who owns one of you? 20 minutes later, they're like, hey, wait, you can both vote? I'm not going to lie, y'all, that's my new favorite joke. Yay me. Yay me. Sorry, this is like, you have to understand as a stand-up comic who's been doing this for like 30 years, getting the opportunity just to talk to perfect strangers to do this for like even any amount of time is a godsend. Like, seriously, if I had your phone numbers, I would be calling you all every morning, like with jokes. Like, hey, Paul, here's why I'm single. Who gave you this number? Do not trifle with me. Trifle. I try. I am, like I said, I'm 47 and single, and I've kind of accepted in my life that I'm not going to have kids. And I'm okay with that. A little something about me, my mom's a foster parent. So I've grown up with a pretty good mom, and I've also grown up seeing the worst examples of parenting. So I kind of feel like I'm not really capable of having a child, so I probably shouldn't have one. And I want to kind of say kudos to me, but that's a whole other thing. That being said, I am happy for my relatives and my friends when they have kids, but there is a little bit of pressure on me that they put on, right? Because when people start having kids, it's kind of like they want to pass it on. It's like a game of tag, right? Because my friends that have kids are always like, oh, Tony, you should have kids because you would be a really good, and I'm like, yeah, finish that sentence. Exactly. I would not be a good parent. You know what I am? I'm a good uncle. I'm a good guy for an afternoon. But if you wanted to put a child with me forever, social services should be called. Right? Don't let the tie fool you. Below this cam shot, I'm not wearing pants. That went kind of a weird tangent, but I like where it went. I liked also the fact that as much as I would like things to get back to normal, it is kind of cool doing these Zoom shows because I feel like I'm in somebody's house. Like somebody just randomly said, Hey, that skinny dude that looks like Pee Wee Herman might be funny. Let's bring him on in. I also feel like since there's 5 of us, that we should be solving mysteries. Right? Like this is a Scooby-Doo mystery just waiting to happen. I got to be also perfectly honest with you with doing these Zoom shows. I have to look at myself, which makes me incredibly insecure. I wish I could just do these shows with the camera behind me. Like if I could just do the show like this, that would be awesome. But I got to do Zoom shows like this and go, wow, we are looking at an aging Eugene Levy. I was talking about like friends of mine that have kids. My best friend Lisa, who really is my best friend, she got married several years ago and has a daughter now. And now she's trying to be the cool mom with tattoos, right? She's got several tattoos, right? And she wants to get another one. But recently Lisa was asking me, she's like, hey, Tony, for my next tattoo, I want to get a tattoo that would really intimidate men. Right? And I said, well, if you want to get a tattoo that really intimidates men on your inner thigh, get a tattoo of a ruler. All right? Because let's be honest, dudes, that would throw you off your game. I mean, not me, I'm hung like a bear. But other dudes, your game would be thrown. Yeah, I am paying into notes. I'll help you all with my background real quick. Pardon me. And thank you all for coming for this, by the way, because if you guys weren't here, this would be incredibly awkward. Seriously, I'd just be staring at an empty screen, trying to convince myself I'm good. Just like I've been doing for like the last 11 months, truth be told. Like I've done shows in front of my kitchen. Right? My microwave is booing. My toaster oven is drunk and heckling. But I was going to tell you about my background. I am Irish and Filipino, right? Filipino on my dad's side, Irish on my mom, which means I was raised ridiculously Catholic. Anybody else? An alcoholic? Anybody? Come on now. I don't consider myself a Catholic anymore, but I try and approach myself as someone who is somewhat spiritual, if you will. I approach theology openly. I try and keep an open mind. I'm a big believer in letting people find whatever works for them, whatever makes them a better person, a cooler person, a happier person. Rock and roll. They have found what works for them. God bless. That is cool. Because when it comes to theology, I really believe that there is no good or bad, and there is no right or wrong, right? That being said, Scientology is nonsense. Right? God. Scientology was created in this generation. It doesn't make any sense, right? It was created by L. Ron Hubbard, and prior to creating Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard wrote science fiction, right? Before creating a religion, right? That's like finding out that prior to writing the Bible, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John worked for Marvel Comics. Right?
Hey, let's give it up for Tony, everybody. Tony, we gotta.
Oh, thank you very much, man. Hey, I really appreciate it. Thank you for the time. I had a blast.
No worries, man. Give it up for Tony, everybody. Audibly or visually, nicely done. Y'all learned something right there. We got to keep this show moving as if anybody has anywhere to go. But, you know, you're used to saying that in live shows. I hope y'all are ready for our next comic. You have seen him on Comedy Central, or you have seen him on your computer screen right now, is what you can tell your friends tomorrow. Please give it up for Augie Smith. Augie, come on up here. Entertain the folks.
Thanks very much, everybody. Good to see you guys. Welcome all to my kitchen. This is the thing. Comics complain about Zoom shows. Augie Smith loves Zoom shows. Number one, you eliminate human beings, which I think we can all agree is the worst part of any stand-up comedy show. I got to stand after every show. I got to stand there and I got to shake people's hands and I have to try to sell them a compact disc just in case they're starting a museum that is commemorating the 1990s. There's a closet that closet right there. If you opened it, 2,000 CDs would fall on your head. They're not going anywhere, man. Besides that, on Zoom shows, people are laughing and you don't know why they're laughing. Maybe you're laughing because the dog's licking your foot. I don't know. I'll take the assist. I'm a big fan of Zoom comedy. So let's get into this thing. So what did you know about Augie Smith? Great question. So the wife and I are about 13 months into a pregnancy scare. This is 3 kids. I got 3 kids. And don't kid yourself. I'm not secretly a young man. I'm an old man. I don't put gray into my beard so I can look more distinguished. I'm not trying to come off as an English professor at an all-women's college in the 70s. I don't wear turtlenecks and little no, I'm an old man and I have a baby. I have 2 kids and then I have a baby. It's insanity, people. This is 3 kids. I got a 6-year-old, I got a 4-year-old, and I got a baby. And they're very LA. My kids are very LA. My oldest has a food allergy. His particular allergy is to eggs, which is weird because he's half egg on his mother's side. If you have a kid that has a food allergy, then you have to have something called an EpiPen. It's called an EpiPen. But here's the thing about the EpiPen is that it's not a pen. It's not a pen at all. It's a needle. It's not a pen. If you don't believe me, try to address an envelope with your EpiPen. It will not go well for you. You'll put a big hole in it. It is a needle. It is not a pen. And it costs $650. Look, man, I live in LA, okay? There are needles everywhere. I'm talking, they are everywhere. Oh, but none of those are good enough for my kid, right? He's going to have this very specific $650 needle. The other thing about the EpiPen that you probably don't know, it expires. The EpiPen expires. Let me tell you something. Last time I gave my kid eggs, I did it just to get my money's worth. If that thing expires on March 8th, March 7th is starting with an omelet, or the day you'll remember that Daddy saved your life. It's been a very big year for me. I got promoted from parent to teacher. Thanks a lot. Yeah, because they can't go anywhere. They can't go anywhere. So I get to teach my boys' virtual kindergarten class, which is outstanding. I guess, how would I describe my teaching style? What a very, very good question. You know, when you were in high school and there was that obviously hungover substitute that would just wheel in a television and a VCR and play Charlotte's Web, no matter what class you happen to be taking? Yeah, I aspire to that level of passion. I hope one day to be that guy. And it isn't the teaching that bothers me so much. I think what it is the curriculum, because my son is 6 years old and they're teaching him, how to sound out words and like he has to count to 100 and things like that. And I just want to tell him, hey, look, LA Unified, these are the end times, baby. We need to teach them how to grow crops and find water, okay? They don't need to learn the alphabet. There'll be no English language in a couple of years. My kid needs to learn how to use a crossbow. We've been at this for 4 months, and we haven't even figured out how to use a divining rod. Let me tell you something. When a neighboring warlord captures me and my boy has to retrieve me with the strike force, what's he gonna do then? Huh, Mrs. Wynn? My kids' new favorite hobby is they like to be traced. They like to lay on the concrete, and then I outline them in chalk, and then they color it in bright chalk. My driveway looks like the site of the most adorable massacre in American history. It looks like a disgruntled Keebler elf came back to the tree after having been fired to exact God's revenge on his coworkers. It looks like, hey, Jonestown? Imagine that, but with Care Bears. Imagine that. That's what my driveway is. How can you not enjoy parenting? That's what I say. So I do this. I usually do my Zoom shows from my backyard because I like to look like a war correspondent. But there's weather. There's a little weather going on, so that's why we're in the kitchen, which works out well because who knows if during the set you're going to want to see some of my son's artwork. I don't know. I can just peel it right off the fridge right here for you in case you doubt his existence, people. So here's my favorite new prank to play in his virtual kindergarten, because we do it basically from right here, basically from right where I am now. He sits down at a table, and so this is his background. And here's the thing: most of the time when they're doing the Zoom, they're muted and they're doing whatever lesson that they're doing. So what I like to do about once a month is I take every beer bottle that I've collected for the month and every wine bottle that I've collected for the month, and I just stack them behind him up really high. And then at one point when he's muted, I just stumble in through this door over here and I pretend like I'm yelling at somebody in the background. And I say, you don't know me, like that. And you got to mouth it. Yeah, but people know you don't know me. You can see that. And then I crash into all the bottles and I knock them down onto the kitchen floor. And then I stumble over into the stove, which is on, and then I grab my hand as though I burned the stove, and then I hit onto the refrigerator, which then knocks the ice out of it, and then I slip onto the ice, down onto the ground, and I'm outside of the camera for like 2.5 minutes. And here's the thing about my son, is he's 6, but he understands a bit. He knows how to commit to a bit because he's my boy. And he'll just sit there stone-faced, not even acknowledging it at all. But anyway, after about a couple minutes, I stand up, and then instead of being all messed up, because you can overkill and like cover yourself in ketchup and stuff, I just do the one line of blood coming out of my nose, because that's when a guy's really messed up, right? It's like, that dude broke his brain, So I get up with my one line of blood coming out of my nose, and I stumble towards the camera. And right as I'm about to put my hand on it, I say, wear a mask. And then I hit. Now, I don't answer my phone for like an hour after that. It does ring. Don't kid yourself. That phone rings. But we commit to the bit in the Smith house right up until Child Protective Services shows up. So here's something else you need to know. Yes. Up until this afternoon, this was a house of joy. It was a house of joy. But we did it. We took down our Christmas tree. I hope you're happy, America. We had something beautiful in our living room that the kids loved, but we took it out of our living room because you felt it to be seasonally inappropriate. You're not fine with having beauty in my house, so it's gone. It's out of here. And by the way, I've told the kids not to be kind till we get to December again, if that's okay. Yeah. And if you're wondering, the lights on the front of the house, ripped them right off, and I threw them into the garage. They're currently crushing my Christmas tree in the garage right now because I know there's nothing that bothers you more than joyful illumination. Who wants to see that? Driving down the street and you see bright lights, you might have a stroke. You might kill somebody. Oh, yeah. And in case you're wondering, the nativity scene, yeah, it's gone. It's gone. I put it away, boxed it up. It's out of your sight. In fact, you know what? For the rest of the year, I just won't have any depictions of childbirth in my front lawn. Is that what you want? Is that what you're looking for? Yeah. And the Santa that was on my roof, he's gone. I know, because you can't stand seeing Santa if it isn't December. You might actually die. And by the way, in case you're wondering, yes, I have told my children not to sit on any stranger's lap and tell them secrets up until at least the month of December. So are you happy now? You assassins of joy. All right, guys. That felt good. I've been working on that. Wasn't sure about it. It felt good, though. I think as far as the kitchen joke goes, I think we're going to keep it. I think it's a good kitchen joke. Anyway, so know about Augie Smith. Oh, yeah. Here's something you don't know about me. I, Augie Smith, have been to the Anne Frank house. Yes, the Anne Frank house is the place that you end up if you wait till you're married to visit Amsterdam. I got married very late in life. Don't do that, young people. I'm not saying don't get married. I'm saying do it young. When you're a young man, first of all, her dad pays for the wedding, right? At this point, I'm not going to have her dad pay for the wedding. He's my age, for Christ's sake. I'm not going to have I've enjoyed myself greatly. Thanks for the gig. Thanks very much, everybody.
There you go. Give it up for Augie Smith, everybody. Augie Smith. Well done. He seems to be handling quarantine pretty well. He seems to really be balanced, and it seems to be. I was waiting for his kids to walk in the background. I don't even know where they are right now. Maybe in the closet with the CDs. What do I know? We got one more. We have one more comedian coming up to the stage or on the screens. So used to saying on the stage. Coming up to our virtual stage on your screens. Before we do that, quick shout out. A round of applause, please, for Ian Kelly and Scott Buchanan, who produced the show. Sorry about that. Yeah, they put on Comedy Over the Hill, and it's been a weird year, and I think we could all use more laughter. And thank you all for tuning in. So give yourselves a round of applause for tuning in, just because I don't want anybody to tune out before we give you appropriate kudos. Are you all ready for your last comic of the evening? Let me know audibly or verbally. Are you ready for your last? Yes, perfect. Yeah. That'd be amazing if everyone's deaf and they're just like reading lips the whole time. Your last comic, oh boy, it's a treat. The spiritual advisor to the Tiger King, Tommy Savage, a.k.a. Tommy Slama, everybody. Give it up for Tommy, everybody. There he is. Yes.
Are you awake?
How many of you here have joined this forum for a life-changing experience?
Not possible.
For those of you that have not responded, tough luck. Some of you in this Zoom session have made mistakes in your lives. Some of you may be sitting next to them. Some of you are them. Fortunately for you, I'm from Brooklyn, where people help people beat up other people. My stepfather taught me that other people's problems are not your responsibility, and then he left. He was a life coach. Life coaching is in my DNA. I got it from my stepfather. He got it from his stepfather. And hopefully one day my children will get it from their stepfathers. Did you know that the Chinese symbol for success is the same as it is for failure? That's what my tattoo artist told me. Now, I know some of you are against traditional therapy because it was court ordered. But you need to open your minds. How many of you here have heard of my competitor, Tony Robbins? It's more like Tony robbed me. Tony says the secret to success is to never give up. Loser. I'm undefeated in water polo because I never played water polo. Tony has sexual allegations against him. Not me. They've all been proven. Tony says, if at first you don't succeed, try again. That's a 15% success rate. I'm 0 for 0. That's 100%. You know, a lot of people go to Tony, athletes, they ask for his advice before the big game. They call me before the parole hearings. They know I'm the only one that can give them the advice and calm and structure they need. They know that because unlike Dr. Phil tells you not to drink while you're pregnant. How are you supposed to get pregnant in the first place? I'm an OBGYN. Dr. Ferris, well, Tim Ferriss says that you shouldn't have more than a 4-hour work week. Me too, and I that's why I advise my clients to drink before going to work. And those that have listened have been so successful, they were told they could go home early. Now, for those of you that want to lose weight, you have to love your handles. I'm talking about vodka handles. That's why I recommend the vodka cleanse. Because when you vomit, you release toxins and work out your abs. Will you black out? Probably. That's your body protecting you from embarrassing memories. And when your woman is pregnant, it's important to sympathize with her by wearing a water belly filled with vodka. So you too can experience morning sickness and violent mood swings. Western medicine has it all wrong. We have to listen to our body's needs. And what does your body tell you it needs? Cocaine. If you're on a limited budget, try meth. Will your teeth fall out? Probably. That's because your body doesn't need them anymore. For those of you not familiar with marijuana, it's the active ingredient in brownies. And it's a gateway drug to Taco Bell. They say cigarettes are more addictive than heroin. I say make the switch. Heroin is more considerate. No one suffers from secondhand smack. It is important that we balance our energies by opening up our chakras. And our chakras are given to us generously by Shaka Khan. Your third eye gives you your sixth sense. This is located between your eyebrows. If you have a unibrow, you do not have this chakra. You have a third eye blindfold. Some of you ladies shave your eyebrows and fill them with Sharpies. This will confuse your third eye. That's why you always look surprised. Now, a lot of the ladies are looking at me right now. They go, well, hey, Tommy, you know, your advice is, what more can I learn from you? Well, your crown chakra, located above your head, connects your spirit to your body like a cell phone. It's important to be aware of the provider you get. Under the ISIS plan, it'll cost you an arm and a leg. Just don't set it on the airplane mode. Now, when you switch providers, this confuses your body. That's how I got multiple personality disorder, or as the police call it, identity theft. Your root chakra, located on your backbone, governs prosperity. That's why those with tramp stamps attract food stamps. Namaste. It is so important that we connect with our spirit animal. Mine is a pigeon. And I remember walking in the park and it beckoned upon me. It said, bah, bah. I'm not good with accents. And this pigeon bonded with me. You know, we talked, we cried, we pooped on windshields. I taught him the difference between the birds and the bees. He taught me how to tell the difference between a male and female pigeon. Trial and error. We even chased chicks until one day, one of these chicks gave him chirpies. Sometimes the early bird catches more than the worm. And that's when it went all downhill. He was at the park begging for crumbs until he encountered a cat who drowned him in the bird bathhouse. He was catfished. Not all of my stories are happy, folks. My point is this. I'd like to lead us through a meditation. So I'd like you to close your eyes. Since we're all here in Zoom, close your monitor. Relax. Inhale through your mouth. Exhale through your rectum.
That's gonna be you.
Ladies, you have a choice. Now, I want you to imagine that you're in the happiest place on earth. Riverside. Do you hear those gunshots? No, you don't. Because snitches get stitches. Now repeat after me. I am attractive.
I am attractive.
Attractive.
Statistically speaking.
Statistically speaking.
I am not ugly.
I'm not ugly.
I am visually challenging.
I am visually challenging.
I am not handicapped.
I am not handicapped.
I still deserve to park here.
I still deserve
to park here.
This has been the induction to your hypnosis. When I hit this chime, you will have no recollection of what happened, nor will you press charges. And you would tell yourself, I will quit smoking even if I have to start. Welcome back. I am selling a CD after the show. The album's called Chime After Chime. I also offer sessions after the show. I offer one-on-ones, and if you're a woman, 2-on-1. You will also receive a free $50 gift card from Bloomingdale's. It was stolen. The point is this, my friends. I help people. I was approached by a mugger, and he goes, Tommy, give me everything you got. I go, what kind of man would stoop so low to take another man's mom's credit cards? I said, visualize what you want. Is it a summer home? When one door closes, if you have a brick, a window opens. I changed that man's life. Now he lives in a gated community. They wanted to give him 5 years. I said, they're lowballing you. Ask for what you deserve. Now he's set for life. With maximum security. Folks, if you take anything from my program here tonight, please take the laptops with you.
Well done, Tommy. Very nice. That was what a nice way to end. What a heartwarming, what a great message to send everybody out on. That's really, you know, we came in hot, we came in laughing, and then we're going and we're saying, you know what, I can change the world. That's really a way to end the show. Hey, everybody here at the show, thank you so much for coming. Give it up for all your comedians who happen to log in tonight. It's Amanda Cohen and Tony DeJamco and Augie Smith and Tommy Savitt. Support them. Write their names down. Support them because you know it's tough when you can't do it live. So the more you can support the comedians who show up for these things, the better everyone will be. Because once we can do this in person again, we'll all be much more happier and in a better life position. We want to thank everybody for showing up. Katie and Don and Paul and Narda and Marie and Vanessa and Michael and David and Narda again. Narda logged in twice. Good job, Narda. Thank you for bumping our numbers up. All right. They do this every month. So next week or next month, Comedy on the Hill. Be right back. And if you're signed up on the newsletter, you'll get that list. So thank you all so much. We appreciate it. Keep smiling, everybody. Stay safe out there. Hopefully we'll do it live soon. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Have a good night, everybody.
I don't even know those people showed up. They just logged in. Thanks a lot, Ian. I appreciate it, brother. Good job,
Thank
Tony
you.
and
Thank you.
man. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care, y'all.